Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Fat Off the Bone. I'm Shane. This is Rodney. We're at Foggy Ridge, which is my home right here at the North Carolina South Carolina state line, and we have a YouTube channel and a Facebook page called Fat Off the Bone, respectively. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the Facebook page if you haven't already. We get asked questions all the time, and it's amazing at how many people just are scared of charcoal simply because they don't know how to use it.
That's exactly
They
right.
just don't know how to use it.
Uh, Everybody's going to do any grilling. We don't talk about propane on this channel much, but so it's all about charcoal, whether it's charcoal briquettes or lump. It's going to light about the same way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing a recipe here in a few moments of a smoked chicken and smoked whole chicken, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about how to light and know when it's ready to go. All right. So the first thing that you need to invest in is a charcoal chimney.
Yes.
A lot of different brands. This is, I believe, this is a actual Weber brand. Yeah. It's a little bigger than the standard ones. I don't know what the standard is, but it's a larger size of the ones that you normally find. Okay, so we talked about the first thing you need to do is invest in a chimney starter, and we went ahead and filled it full of charcoal. We used some Kingsford, and at the bottom, before I put the charcoal in, I dropped in one of these tumbleweeds, and they come in different. They're all the same. What I've seen, the same different brands, different companies, and they're just a kind of a straw with a wax paraffin, and they light really quick, and they get the fire going really good.
Now, folks, there's a whole lot of, especially if you go on these channels on Facebook, these groups about barbecues, whole lot of discussion about charcoal, and some folks would say, oh, never use Kingsford, it's no good. Listen, they have 80% of the market share on earth. If Kingsford was going to kill anybody, it would have done it by now. But there's nothing wrong with Kingsford charcoal at all. The biggest issue is you've got to get it ready to cook. You got to let it go long enough to be ready to cook. You want it completely ashed over. We were talking earlier amongst ourselves about lighter fluid and whether or not to use it. Some people, if they don't have a chimney starter, may use it, but really the cheapest and easiest way is to get a chimney starter, use the tumbleweed, and just use plain old charcoal, whether it's Kingsford, B&B, whatever kind.
Right, and there's a lot of discussions about different types of charcoal. I think I've used every kind that I've in our area, store brands, and most of these store brands are made by one of the major manufacturers.
Yeah.
Kingsford, I'm sure, makes a lot of different store brands. But the B&B is good. Some of them are bigger, and we've done videos on those that you can go back and look, and we may discuss those again in the future.
So you're using just plain blue bag Kingsford, or what?
Plain blue bag Kingsford.
Okay. Regular old Kingsford charcoal for this, and they're going to do a smoked chicken, and what we wanted to do was get these coals going so we could show you what they're supposed to look like when you actually get ready to cook. And they're getting really, really close. It's not quite there yet, but it will be in just a few minutes.
So what I'll do, Shane, is we'll go ahead and I'll prepare the chicken, and by the time we do that, the coals will be ready.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
All right. One of my favorite things to cook is chicken, and I'm sure a lot of you do cook chicken. And I rarely buy chicken that's already cut up. I find whole chickens are much cheaper, and then I can cut them up and cook them any way that I like. I bought this chicken today, one of our major stores. I think it was $6. But I like the whole chicken, and one of the things that I'm going to do is you can cook these smoked, they're called beer can chicken, where they're set up in a rack, or the old way is in a beer can. But I like to cut mine open, or butterfly, or as some of you Michelin-starred backyard cooks would say, your favorite word is to spatchcock this chicken. And what that means is we're going to cut out this backbone here, and we're going to place on the Weber where we had the charcoal, where we got it going. It's going to cook indirect. I'll show you that when we put it on. But it's going to smoke. I'm going to smoke it at about 275 for a couple hours. I'm going to get it to about 140 and internal temperature, and then I'm going to turn the heat up on the charcoal, and that's going to help crisp the skin up. But what I want to do is show you how I'm going to open this chicken up. And I've unpackage your chicken, drain it, and there's going to be some juice in there, and pull out any of the, sometimes they'll send the neck part, they'll send some of the livers, gizzards, or whatever they send with the chicken. But find your backbone right here, and you're just going to go right down this backbone. And you'll hit, you can tell you're going through the ribs. You can use a good pair of scissors for this. And these are called poultry shears. And these work pretty good. Just good heavy duty kitchen shears. So then you have your chicken and you have it open. Now what I like to do is any of this extra fat I like to trim off. You're not going to eat it. It's not really going to help moisture the chicken by any means. Same thing when I'm trimming a hog. I like to trim off as much as I can. But this is just a simple way. Being open like this, it'll cook. You don't want to cook chicken too fast on a grill. You'll tend to burn it. And I have found that a whole chicken, I figure on serving 4 people. When I'm doing a catering event and they want chicken, I'll count how many people they want and then divide by 4, and that's how many chickens. I used to serve half chickens to each person. Then I got to noticing that half of that half people wouldn't eat. They're either going to pick the dark meat, which is going to be your thigh and your leg, or they're going to pick the white meat, which is the breast and some part of the wings. Now use whatever kind of rub you want to use. I'm always finding new seasoned salts. So this is Lissy, maybe, a seasoned salt. I'm going to very liberal get the inside of this chicken. And then of course I'm going to do, and you can spray this down or rub this down with oil. I don't think it's that necessary to do. And if you want to, you have an opening in the skin, you can certainly put some up under there. But that is how I'm going to do my spatchcock chicken, and I'm going to cook it down, and I'm not going to flip it. So the charcoal's almost ready, so we'll be right back. Let me get that, and we'll get this chicken going. Alright, so our charcoal is where it needs to be. And on this Weber, this 22-inch Weber that I'm using, I'm going to use these baskets. And these are what I'm going to put on each side here. And that'll help keep my coals to the side for indirect cooking. And then my chicken will go in the middle. So I'm just going to... And let Shane show you what that looks like just a second. Because one thing that I forgot to grab was something to hold that handle, because that is really warm. And there's one chimney fills that up. So now I'm going to take my grate, and this grate happens to have where it'll open up. So we put our grate on, and of course if you need to move something around, make sure it's pretty easy to do. Later I'm going to throw a few chips on here. I'm going to throw a little bit of hickory chips on here, but not right this moment. Do not soak your hickory chips or any chips. Right, so we got our charcoal set in, we got our grates on. We're using the 2 small baskets. I've also put in a grate temperature because this one doesn't have a temperature gauge on the lid rather, and I don't like those anyway. So I'm using my iGrill. There's a lot of brands out there. This has been a workhorse for me. I've used them for years and years and years. But I want to know what my grate temperature is, where my chicken's going to be. And I have choked my grill down almost all the way, because right now I'm at 291, and that's getting close. I want to stay about 250 for the first hour and a half or so, make sure the chicken gets good and cooked, and then we're going to crank it up so the skin will crisp. So let me get the chicken put on. Right between the heat. And I'm going to use some hickory chips because that's what I have. Now, a lot of people will talk about soaking chips. Do not soak your chips. You're defeating the purpose. In a past life, I was a firefighter, a paid full-time firefighter. And what we always learned is one of the ways to put out fire is when you put water on the fire, you're creating steam. There's a 1600 to 1 roughly ratio from water to steam. So if I soak these, and let's say I put an ounce of water into my grill, I'm putting 1600 ounces of steam into my grill. I think, my opinion, people think they're going to smoke longer if they're soaked. They're not. You've got to get the water out of them before they're going to start burning and smoking. So you're just lowering the temperature of your grill. And they're going to burn up, and you can burn up quick, and you can put more on later. They're chipped, or you could use the big chunks. So we're going to use the smoke right here at the first of the cook and get that in. And I'm going to use my vent. It's going to be here at the back. And I don't like to adjust from my top vent. I like for that smoke to get out. So right now we're at 237. It's going to go back up. We'll check back with you here in about an hour or so and see how this bird's doing. All right, so we've had our chicken on here for about 2.5 hours. I touched it with a knife, and that's why it split open. But we are perfect, 165. And got a little bit hot there, 170. Yep. So that is done. And we're going to take this off. So that indirect method, when it starts coming apart like that, you know that it's ready. So let's, oh yeah. Beautiful. Leg quarters there. The juice is just running out of that. And if you like the wings, there's our wings. And turn this over like this. And you're going to lose that little bit of skin sometimes. And there are two beautiful breasts there. And that, folks, right there will absolutely make your mouth happy. Like